I got that shit. Get this shit off. Hey, my name's Zach, and I took a mini break from bench pressing heavy, right? So 385 used to be a working set for me, right? It was part of my warm up. Now today, 385 felt like a fucking house. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about what happens when you step away from the bar for too long and how I plan on getting back to my prime. So stay tuned. But before we get into today's video, if you wanna learn how I bench press 4 plates while being natural, here's my workout program. This program is designed explicitly for strength training and hypertrophy. And the cool part about it, it's only $5, less than a Big Mac, but more fulfilling. All right, let's get back into the video. So the reason for my hiatus from bench pressing was because of 2 reasons. One was I was doing a mini cut, right? I was tired of like carrying a lot of fluff, and I wondered what I would look like with 10% body fat or sub 10% body fat. And in that month, I went from 220 to 212. And everyone knows when you're cutting, your bench press strength is the first to go. And that's exactly what happened. And another reason why I stopped bench pressing for an extended period of time was just the fact that I was kind of falling out of love with it, right? I've said this many times before, but again, if you're new, I started bench pressing about 2 years ago, and it was about around the time when the 225 bench was the craze. Like if you could bench 225, you were goated. And that day I started bench pressing, I got all the way up to 290, and then a month later, 315. So I was always blessed as a bench presser, just with this pretty good strength when it comes to pressing movements, you know, except the overhead press. But overall, I was always blessed when it came to bench pressing, and that's kind of how I got into powerlifting. But after all this time, I kind of fell out of love with it. But now I am wanting to get back into it and actually succeed my previous PR, which was 405, right? Here's a video of me doing that right here. Come on! Fucking easy, bro. But obviously taking time off from bench pressing for an extended period of time, in my case about a month and a half, obviously has its toll. And one of the biggest tolls is you're obviously gonna lose fucking strength. You're not gonna be as strong as you were back then. I mean, you saw in the clip, like 385 back then for me, like was a working set. It was a part of my warm up. And it wasn't my top set. Now 385 today felt like a fucking house, right? So one of the biggest things for strength training, and when you're not strength training for a while, is your neurological efficiency is no longer there, right? I kept most of my muscle mass, especially after I started refeeding myself after my cut. I started getting bigger again, right? The muscles started coming back. If anything, I kind of was a little bit bigger because I tweaked my workout program a little bit, and my muscles they're just adapting pretty well. But the thing for me is just the neurological adaptation. When you're not pressing heavy for a while, your CNS is like, okay, so I guess we're not primed and ready to go, right? That's why a lot of people, you know, train heavy and strength train relatively every day, obviously with, you know, recovery incorporated and implemented in your workout program, because with a CNS that gets taxed too often, you're not going to be pressing heavy or lifting anything heavy, you know, consistently, because again, we're all human and we have our limits. But if you're not strength training heavy, like, you know, consistently throughout the week, your CNS has no reason to adapt to these kind of heavy weights. And that's kind of what happened to me, right? So I'm trying to relearn and get back into the groove of things. And one of the biggest things too is like, you may ask if you're especially a subscriber and someone who's actually watched my content, but I see you do close grip bench all the time. Yes, and that's probably one of the biggest reasons why my bench press is still relatively good, but it's also one of the biggest reasons why I still feel out of the groove, right? Going from close grip to my regular conventional wide grip bench is very weird to me. Because with the close grip, you pretty much take out all the stress and strain on your front delts, and most of the load goes to your triceps. And again, if you're building your triceps, your overall bench press is going to increase. Probably one of the main reasons why my bench has, you know, held up still pretty decently. But it's still weird, right? Going from a close grip to a wider bench, for me, it just felt off. It felt a little off-putting because I haven't been doing this for a while. I haven't been doing this consistently. I mean, shoot, my 315 even felt weird, and you can see me doing that right here. 315 did not feel like what it usually does. 315 back then, again, used to fly with Beautiful colors, right? You can see that right here. The contrast between those two videos are pretty big. And it felt heavy, right? And 315 is a heavy amount of weight, but for someone who has bench pressed 405 in his past life, what the fuck am I talking about? In the past, 405 should equate to like a light 315. I mean, 315 for 6 the other day felt excruciating even on the first rep. Because again, I don't really train for endurance. I train for top sets. But since I've been out for too long, even my top set, my explosive 1 reps, aren't feeling the way they should be feeling. And again, that's normal, especially once I'm getting back into it. So I'm really excited to see what happens after I start benching more consistently. And that's one of the biggest things I need to be doing as of right now. I also want to show you how I warm up for my bench presses. I didn't clip all of it because I wanted to get to the point faster, but I'll show you what I usually work up to, right? Okay, we're starting off with just the 45-pound bar. I love doing this because it kind of tells me how are my delts feeling, right? My front delts especially, how is my chest feeling, just to see what we're working with for today. And next we're gonna get into the 135. I like to do about 6 reps for 135, not too much, not too little. I'm just putting blood flow to the chest. And then we work up to 225. I like to do just 3 reps for 225 because yeah, 225 can creep up on you. And then next, we're gonna have 275. Everything above 225, I only do 1 rep of. And then see 315. 315 felt a little weird. It looks decent here, but there was a hitch. And next we have 335. 335 humbled the fuck out of me. All right, that felt pretty heavy. Then 365. 365 moved decent, but not as fast as it could have been. And here's 385. Yeah, this shit was ass. We're not gonna even count that. I knew I didn't have it, so I just pretty much hip thrusted this shit off my chest. And we got more work to do, pretty much. And as you can tell from those clips, 365 still moved pretty decently. It didn't move as fast as it usually does, but you know, it never really does when you're getting back into it. And then 385, the reason why I'm posting 385 was to show the stark contrast of what I used to be versus what I am now after taking this hiatus. Because again, that 385 bench does not fucking count. Yes, I'm gonna have the comments down there saying that shit doesn't count. No fuck, no shit, it doesn't, bro. But yeah, 385, heavy as fuck. I knew I was gonna get it with my ass on the bench, but I just wanted to throw in there. And it also kind of tells me though, like I have 365. My medium is most definitely like what I'm really sitting at right now is probably a clean 375. Probably wouldn't be the fastest, that's for sure, but it's something I could actually do with a clean rep. But getting into how I plan on increasing my bench and just reclaiming my 405 and hopefully going past that, it's just by benching more. My accessories are obviously on lock. They're dialed in. It's probably one of the main reasons why my bench is still pretty decent. Right as of now. Holy fuck, I can't talk. Right, I'm keeping my close grip bench in my bench press accessory workout program. I usually do those on my arm days, right? Twice a week, and then I'll probably be doing 1 heavy bench day, and then I'll keep doing my overhead press because I still want my overhead press to do really well. And the cool thing about close grip bench is it complements both your conventional bench and your overhead press, which is amazing. Obviously, got to get in my back workouts too, because how do you expect to have a bigger chest and a bigger bench if your foundation, which AKA your back, is, you know, not up to par? I'm really working on my lower lats and just lats in general, because again, that's one of the biggest things that is going to help you with a bigger bench. One of the biggest cues when it comes to bench pressing is tuck in your lats or engage your lats, and it's something I really need to start focusing on. Another thing is probably just straight up form. I fail to incorporate leg drive until I'm actually about to die. And that's when my ass is just off the bench and I'm just doing more of a sissy squat hip thrust bench instead of an actual bench. My form is decent. Like for an aesthetic standpoint, it's actually decent, especially when my ass isn't coming off the bench. But I'm not really incorporating a lot of leg drive, I feel like. I'm really primarily using my front delts and my pecs for most of, you know, the bench press. And I really need to execute a little bit more on the form, but it's very hard. A lot of the biggest cues people say is think of like a leg extension and like flexing your quads as hard as possible. But I'm not trying to get a cramp mid-bench. That doesn't sound pleasant at all. But I still have a lot of areas for improvement on that. But yeah, overall, just kind of stay with my accessories and really eat more as well. Because again, what helped me get to a 405 bench naturally was getting to 220 pounds. I'm currently at like 216, 217. So just probably try to eat more and try to eat cleaner at the same time, right? Stay dialed in on my carbohydrates, stay dialed in on my protein goals, and see what happens from there. If I could bench press 405, I could bench press it again, right? If I've done it before, I can do it again. But that's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and enjoyed my rant, like my progress plan and what I plan on doing. Just want to keep you guys, you know, in the loop. But really appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a good day, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe.